Today we are going to talk about the theory of diffusion of innovation. My name is Gao Yuhan. The name of my crew is Yanru. Together we will discuss history, origin and background, development, important notions, concepts, and assumption or argument. Critiques the future development of innovation diffusion theory. First, the introduction. Diffusion of innovation theory proposed by Everett Rogers in 1962 about the persuasive role of mass media in the acceptance of new things by people. It is the process by which a new idea or product spreads through the medium in the society. Next, the rapid development of society has brought the issue of diffusion of innovations to the forefront of people's attention. It originated in communication since the beginning of the 20th century, when the world was witnessing a wave of innovation with new ideas, products, and technologies, and a plethora of foreign cultures. Later, in 1943, Rowan and Gross laid the empirical foundation for the paradigm of diffusion of innovations theory with their study of the diffusion of hybrid coincidences in Iowa. Later, in 1962, Everett Rogers published his seminal work Diffusion of Innovations. In the same year, Everett Rogers summarized more than 500 papers and monographs on the diffusion of innovations, on the basis of which formally defined the theory of diffusion of innovations. In this theory, he summarized the 5 variables that determine the rate of adoption. Building on Everett Rogers' work, other scholars have continued to deepen and expand the theory of diffusion of innovation. Next, development is divided into 4 parts. First, in the 1950s to 1960s, Rogers introduced the basic concepts of the diffusion of innovation theory in his book Diffusion of Innovations, and further divided the process of innovation adoption into 5 stages: knowledge, persuasion, decision, implementation, confirmation. Then, in the 1970s to 1980s, scholars began to focus on the factors that influence innovation diffusion. The rate and the extent of innovation diffusion is influenced by a number of factors. Among them, the characteristics of the innovation itself and the characteristics of the adopters are the main factors affecting the diffusion of innovation. In the 1990s to 2000s, scholars further extended and revised the innovation diffusion theory model. On the basis of the background research, the direction of the extension was determined, after which the extension of the innovation diffusion model was studied based on the collected data and analysis. Later on, the extended model was validated. Later, into the 21st century, with the progress of the times and the development of computer technology, the application of theory of innovation diffusion has become wider and deeper. Social media and the internet have become important platforms for innovation diffusion. VR and AI intelligent technology also provide new application scenarios for long later diffusion research. Then we are going to discuss its important notions, concepts, assumptions, or arguments. According to Rogers, diffusion of innovations refers to a fundamental social progress that consists of 4 components: innovations, channels of communication, social system, and time. Firstly, innovation is an idea, practice, or thing. Its characteristics mainly include relative advantage, observability, complexity, compatibility, experimentability. The degree of advantage over existing things relative to the old things they replace is relative advantage. The extent to which the results of an innovation can not only be observed by others but also communication to users refers to observability. Complexity, on the other hand, is quite plainly defined as the degree to which people perceive the relative difficulty of understanding and using an innovation. The degree of compatibility refers to the degree of consistency between the use of the innovation and the existing values and beliefs of the past experience of the potential users, past experience and needs. Finally, experimentability is the extent to which the innovation can be experimented with before adoption. Next is the communication channel. Diffusion channels are the medium and the ways in which innovations diffuse, including interpersonal relationships, mass media, organizations, and so on. Rogers divides the diffusion system into interpersonal channels and mass media. Interpersonal channels are usually face-to-face interactions. Interpersonal channels are capable of building more intimate relationships and information feedback is generally timely and authentic. And mass media are mediums that can widely disseminate information, such as through television, newspapers, radio, internet, and so on. The most important characteristics of mass media are extensiveness and rapidity.
Next, time is the length of time it takes for a person or a team to accept an innovation. The time accepted in the innovation diffusion process actually records the type of adopters, and the rate of adopter are characterized as innovation. Earlier adopter, earlier majority, later majority, and laggard. Based on the time it takes for different segments of the market, and the adoption rate is measure of how long it takes for a new product or service to be adopted by the target population. Loggers defines the adoption rate as the relative speed at which the target population adopts a new product or service, and also record the time to purchase for different users as the average time it takes for a consumer to adopt a new product or service. Logarithms define adoption rate as the relative speed of adoption of new product or service by the target population, and also record the time to purchase by different users, which is average time consumer speed adopting a new product or service. Secondly, I would like to talk about social systems, an important concept in the theory of diffusion of innovations. A social system can be viewed as an interconnected unit that solves a common problem in order to achieve a common goal. We can roundly categorize adopters into 5 characters. The first to make change are innovation. They are risk takers and generally play a leading role. Often, they are ones who introduce new ideas and products to the community. Then, there are the early adopters, usually opinion leaders. Generally play a flagship role. They are the first on the team to adopt a new product or service. Then comes the early majority, who are the followers influenced by mainstream and usually make decisions after much deliberation. Next is later majority again. Their followers' decisions are usually made under the pressure of economy, necessity, and peace-making relationship. Finally, there are laggards, the people who have the hardest time accepting new product. They usually need a strong push from outside to consider adopting it. In addition to the 4 elementary of the diffusion of innovation theory, we can also understand the diffusion of innovation theory through 5 stages: knowledge, persuasion, decision-making, implementation, and confirmation. First, the knowledge stage is stage where individual become exposed to the innovation and become interested in how something new functions. The persuasion stage is stage where individual develop a favorable or unfavorable attitude towards innovation. The decision stage is the stage where the individual will make a choice to adopt or reject this innovation. The implementation stage is stage in which the individual puts the innovation into concrete practice. Finally, the confirmation stage is the stage where the individual finalizes and decides on the innovation process. However, most of the reasons for the lack of success of diffusion of innovation theory are number of limitations. First, lack widely applicability. This theory is more biased towards agriculture and is not suitable for innovation in other fields. Even scholars within agriculture have criticized the theory, and difference in adaptation pattern and rate have led to negative attitude toward innovation among farmers. Griffin's support effect did not abandon support even through more advanced string and support were available. In other words, if older technique is more popular in practice than the new one, then it means that innovation does not have to move from one stage to another, which is difficult to determine, but can coexist. Secondly, innovation diffusion theory ignores the non-homogeneity of different individual and group, and ignore cultural and social factors. Not only that, the innovation diffusion theory ignores the adoption and diffusion of innovation by the competitive environment. Finally, it's time to discuss the future development of innovation diffusion theory with the global emphasis on sustainable development. The diffusion of innovation theory has promising future in promoting green technique and sustainable practice, example including solar electric technologies. They reduce use of fossil fuel, thereby reducing harmful emissions. But still, there are some drawbacks. We ignore the economic cost and social cultural awareness and acceptance act, but such problem can be solved through government practice and educational campaign. Diffusion is innovation theory also play an important role in medical technique. At the Women Hospital in Boston, USA, they did study on how patients perceive proton and ever they are affected. The only difficult was the complexity of use, but the hospital provide appropriate measure to solve this problem. Thanks for your watching.